Hello, my name is Liz Watcott. I'm on the District Emergency Preparedness Committee, and our Peace and Preparedness message for this month is using the things in your food storage. And I have chosen to talk about using dried beans. Years ago, when we were first putting together our food storage, it was one of the things that we decided to store, but I knew nothing about them or how to cook them, and found a book called Bean Cookery, and we learned about them and have used many of their recipes and enjoyed them for many years. So why store beans? First of all, they're very economical. There's lots of different varieties and they store well. And they will last a long time. You do need to use them, but they will last. They're also a great source of fiber, of iron and other minerals, B vitamins, other vitamins, and they are a protein. Now, they are what's called an incomplete protein, so you need to do a couple of things. You can pair them with a protein, meat or cheese, or you can pair them with corn, rice, or wheat, and then that will make a complete protein. Some of the varieties that we like and have used over the years are small red beans, small white beans, pinto beans, of course, and more recently, we really enjoy black beans. So some people, beans cause them some stomach discomfort, and this book taught us that if you discard the soak water and cook in fresh water, that eliminates some of those things that causes that discomfort. And we have not really had problems eating beans this way and cooking them this way. And so hopefully you can try that and see if it helps you. Beans are very easy, but they do take time and planning. So the process, first of all, let's go through it. I sort my beans. So I take my beans and just a few at a time, look through them, take out any that look old or shriveled. Sometimes you'll find a rock or a little piece of dirt. And then you rinse them, and in your pot, cover them 2 to 3 times the amount of water with your layer of beans. You bring those to a boil. You boil them for 2 minutes, and then you cover and let them sit for 1 hour. Now, there's another way to soak, and that is called a long soak, and you soak them for 8 to 10 hours or overnight. I have never done that. I've always used the quick soak. After an hour, you discard the soak water, as I said, and then you're going to cook the beans next. For 1 cup of dried beans, you use about 2.5 cups of water, 1 tablespoon of oil, which helps the beans not to boil over, and a teaspoon of salt. Now, some will tell you don't add the salt at the beginning. It will slow down the cooking process. This book recommends to add it. It makes the beans more flavorful, and I have always done that and not had a problem. So you bring that again to a boil and then let it simmer covered for an hour to an hour and a half. To test the beans, you just taste them, and they need to have lost their crunch and be nice and soft. The Instant Pot is a great way to cook beans, and I bought one specifically for cooking beans. They cut that time in about half, but I go through the same process. I sort my beans, and I do a quick soak. So I put my beans in, cover them with water 2 to 3 times, and then I cook them for 4 minutes. And you let the pressure drop for 10 minutes, and then I release the pressure. Again, discard that soak water. And then to add the beans back in with your water, again, 2.5 cups to a cup is about the same, and then a teaspoon of salt per cup of dried beans. And you cook those for, I have found, about 9 to 12 minutes, depending on the bean. And I usually let the pressure drop on its own after that. You can, again, release the pressure early if you need to. Some of the ways that we have enjoyed beans, one of our favorites is from this same book. It's called Chili Beans. And after the beans are cooked, you add to 1 cup of dried beans, again, you add a half a cup of salsa and a half teaspoon of chili powder. You always add anything acidic after the beans are cooked because that will slow down the cooking time. So chili or any kind of soup that uses tomatoes or anything acidic, you would add that after the beans are cooked. Another recipe that we enjoy with white beans is a ham and bean soup or a bacon and bean soup. Pinto beans, we like pinto beans and red beans with the chili bean recipe soups. I add them to a lot. Recently, I discovered a recipe from a website called Skinny Taste, all one word, skinnytaste.com. It's called Instant Pot Black Beans. And it cooks the beans, adding several spices, cumin, coriander, paprika, onion, and these are really yummy, flavorful beans. You can look that recipe up. And I do not add all the salt, that it's too much salt for my taste, just in case you wanted to try that recipe. I hope that you will. I hope that you'll store and use dried beans and enjoy them as we have over the years. So thank you.